Hi, Jeremy Crow here. In this video I'm going to cover the topic of sex magic and the three main types of sex magic that you can practice. So the first type of sex magic is actually sex without doing any kind of specific magical operation. So you're just engaging in sex for the regular purposes, which would be, I guess, recreation or procreation. And you are utilizing little known, otherwise known as esoteric or occult, little known techniques in order to enhance the experience. So this could be learning how to have a valley orgasm or multiple orgasms, or being able to extend the experience, or things like edging, or various different techniques that can be learned from things like Tantra or Taoist Internal Alchemy, or various different books on sex. You can learn these techniques to improve the experience of sex. And that's why I refer to it as magical sex rather than sex magic proper. So you're not actually doing magical operations, but you're kind of using techniques you've learned from these more esoteric schools or traditions. The second type would be, you could refer to it as sex mysticism or sexual alchemy. So what this is you're engaging in sexual activity for the purposes of transformation. So you are seeking to integrate your various soul fragments, or you are trying to circulate energy through your energy body. It can be thought of as a form of energy work that utilizes the sexual energy. In Eastern traditions, a lot of times the sexual energy is referred to as Jing or Jing Qi. Sometimes it's referred to as Vril or Orgone. So these are various different terms for the sexual energy that you can utilize in your body for transformation, healing, transformation, and that sort of thing. It's a form of internal alchemy. So I like to refer to it as sexual alchemy. The third type would be an external form of sex magic. In a lot of the Western sex magical manuals, like you have from Crowley or Paschal Beverly Randolph, various different teachers of occultism that have addressed the topic of sex magic from a Western perspective, I find that it very, very often is dealing with the sexual fluids as a carrier of sexual energy that can be manipulated physically, essentially. So what some people will do is they will engage in a sex magical ritual in which they engage in forms of sexual activity, and the sexual fluids that result from that sexual activity that's done in a ritualistic manner, they are keeping the intention in mind, or perhaps they're not keeping it consciously in mind, but there may be symbols surrounding them that will impact the subconscious mind. And so that kind of flavors the energy that's stored in the physical medium of the sexual fluids. Now, those sexual fluids can then be ingested, which almost kind of brings you back to the sexual alchemy type. It goes external, but then you're bringing it internally again. Although that can also be done not just for self-transformation, but that can be used for rituals that are intended to manifest something in the individual's life who has consumed the fluids. The other thing that can be done with the fluids is that it could be put on an individual on the outside of their body, such as an area that maybe needs like actual physical, literal healing. Maybe they have like lung cancer, and you would put it over their chest. Or it could be a symbolic area. So maybe you could anoint one of the chakras with a symbol in the fluids, and that could impact them in a specific manner. That could kind of focus the energy a little bit further. Another thing is to put it on an external object, to consecrate it or charge it, like charging a talisman or an amulet. So those are the three main forms of sex magic and sex mysticism. So just to recap, you have magical sex, which is just sex that's enhanced using these lesser known techniques. You have number 2, sexual alchemy, which is using the sexual energy, the sexual energies to induce a transformation in the self and any partners that you may be doing the work with. And 3, external sex magic, in which you are generally utilizing the sexual fluids that result from the sexual activity as a vehicle for the energies raised. So you could charge a talisman, you could anoint it on the self or consume it in some way. And pretty much all of sex magic can be put into one of those 3 categories. Now, if you like the types of videos that I've been putting out on spirituality, on entrepreneurship, on healthy living, subscribe to the channel or like the page depending on where you're watching this video, and share this video with any friend that you have that you think might enjoy it. Tag them in it. And I put these videos out at least once a week, usually more. And until next time, stay lucid.